Hello, my name is Brittany Richardson Michael, and today we are going to discuss renin-angiotensin aldosterone system, or RAAS, and its effect on blood pressure. So, before we start, we're going to go over the objectives. So, we're going to identify the key elements of the RAAS, including renin, angiotensinogen, angiotensin converting enzyme or ACE, angiotensin 1 and 2, aldosterone, and their respective receptors. Explain the physiological processes involved in blood pressure regulation. Analyze the role of renin release in response to various stimuli. Discuss the effects of angiotensin 2 on blood vessels and evaluate aldosterone's role in fluid balance and electrolyte homeostasis. What is the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system? The renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system is a hormone system in the body that helps regulate blood pressure and fluid balance. It involves the release of renin, an enzyme produced by the kidneys, into the bloodstream. Renin acts on angiotensinogen, a protein released by the liver to create angiotensin 1. Angiotensin converting enzymes, or ACE, then converts angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2. Now we're going to identify the key elements of the RAAS: renin, angiotensinogen, angiotensin converting enzyme, or ACE, angiotensin 1 and 2, and aldosterone. Renin is an enzyme that is released by the kidneys when there is a decrease in blood volume or blood pressure. It acts on its substrate called angiotensinogen, which is produced by the liver and released into the bloodstream. Renin cleaves angiotensinogen to produce angiotensin 1. Now, angiotensin 1 is then converted to angiotensin 2 through the action of ACE, which is angiotensin converting enzyme. ACE is mainly found in the lungs, but can also be present in other tissues. Angiotensin 2 is a potent vasoconstrictor, meaning it causes blood vessels to constrict, leading to an increase in systemic vascular resistance and subsequently raises blood pressure. Angiotensin 2 also stimulates the release of aldosterone from the adrenal glands. Aldosterone acts on specific receptors in the kidney to increase sodium reabsorption and potassium excretion. This leads to water retention and expansion of blood volume, further elevating blood pressure. The effect of angiotensin 2 are mediated through two main receptors, AT1 and AT2 receptors. The AT1 receptor mediates vasoconstriction, while activation of the AT2 receptor promotes vasodilation and counterbalances some of the detrimental effects of AT1 receptor stimulation. Overall, the RAAS serves as a critical regulatory mechanism for maintaining blood pressure homeostasis. Understanding these key elements help researchers develop targeted therapies that modulate different components of the RAS to achieve optimal blood pressure control and prevent associated complications. Okay, so now let's get into the physiological processes. When blood pressure decreases, baroreceptors in the walls of certain blood vessels detect the changes and send signals to the brain. This triggers a response from the sympathetic nervous system, which causes vasoconstriction and an increase in heart rate and contractility. These actions help to raise blood pressure back to normal levels. So, like I said in the previous slide, an important process involved in blood pressure regulation is the RAAS. So, just a brief review, when blood pressure drops or there is a decrease in sodium concentration in the blood, the kidneys release renin, which converts tensinogen into angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1 is then converted into angiotensin 2 by an enzyme called ACE, which is angiotensin converting enzyme. Angiotensin 2 causes vasoconstriction and stimulates the release of aldosterone from adrenal glands. Aldosterone acts on the kidneys to promote sodium reabsorption, which leads to water retention and increases blood volume. Just a quick recap. So, furthermore, other hormones such as adrenaline, it also plays a role in regulating blood pressure. Adrenaline increases heart rate and contractility, leading to an increase in cardiac output. It also promotes vasoconstriction in certain blood vessels, raising peripheral resistance. Now let's discuss the role of renin release in response to various stimuli. Okay, so angiotensin 2 acts on several targeted organs and tissues, such as the adrenal glands and blood vessels, to increase blood pressure. It stimulates the secretion of aldosterone from the adrenal cortex, which promotes sodium reabsorption in the kidney and water retention, thereby increasing blood volume. So, additionally, angiotensin 2 constricts arterioles throughout the body, leading to an increased resistance to blood flow and further elevating blood pressure. When renin release is primary, while renin release is primarily stimulated by low blood volumes or pressure, it can also be influenced by other factors such as sympathetic nerve activity and certain hormones like prostaglandins. Sympathetic stimulation triggers renin release through the B1 adrenergic receptors present on juxtaglomerular cells, whereas prostaglandins inhibits its release via the actions of the prostaglandin E2 receptors. Now we're going to discuss the effects of angiotensin 2 on blood vessels. So angiotensin 2 plays a crucial role in regulating blood vessel tone and function. It has both vasoconstrictive and vasodilatory effects depending on the specific receptor subtype it acts upon. Through its vasoconstrictive actions, angiotensin 2 increases peripheral resistance and raises blood pressure. This can have detrimental effects on cardiovascular health, such as promoting hypertension and increasing the risk of heart disease. However, angiotensin 2 also has vasodilatory effects through AT2 receptor subtype, which helps to counterbalance its vasoconstrictive actions. Overall, understanding the complex interplay between angiotensin 2 and blood vessels is essential for developing effective treatments for cardiovascular disorders and maintaining optimal vascular health. Aldosterone's role in fluid balance and electrolyte homeostasis. By conserving sodium ions, aldosterone contributes to fluid retention, leading to an increase in blood volume. This increased blood volume ultimately leads to higher blood pressure, which is important for adequate perfusion of organs and tissue. Additionally, aldosterone promotes the excretion of potassium ions, preventing their accumulation in the bloodstream. Aldosterone's actions are particularly significant in situations such as dehydration or low blood pressure when there is a need to conserve fluids and restore normal blood volume. It also plays a crucial role in balancing electrolyte levels, ensuring optimal functioning of various bodily processes that rely on specific concentrations of sodium and potassium ions. Various factors can influence aldosterone secretion, including changes in blood volume, plasma concentration of sodium or potassium ions, and activity of other hormones like angiotensin II. In turn, aldosterone secretion can be regulated through the negative feedback mechanisms to maintain proper fluid balance and electrolyte homeostasis. So, in conclusion, the RAAS is activated in response to low blood pressure or decreased blood volume. Renin, an enzyme released by the kidney, converts angiotensinogen into angiotensin 1. Angiotensin converting enzyme, or ACE, then converts angiotensin 1 into angiotensin 2, which has potent vasoconstrictive effects and stimulates the release of aldosterone from the adrenal glands. Aldosterone acts on the kidneys to increase sodium reabsorption and potassium excretion, leading to increased water retention and expansion of blood volume. This helps restore blood pressure back to normal levels. While the RAAS is essential for maintaining cardiovascular homeostasis, dysregulation of this system can lead to hypertension or other cardiovascular disorders. Medications targeting different components of the RAAS, such as ACE inhibitors and angiotensin receptor blockers, or ARBs, are commonly used for treating these conditions. So overall, understanding the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or RAAS, is critical for managing hypertension and maintaining cardiovascular health.